A second Mississippi gubernatorial candidate says he will not be alone with a woman who is not his wife. Why does this keep happening? It actually started a couple of years ago when we heard Mike Pence wouldn't be alone with a woman who was not his wife, out of respect for his marriage. It's a traditional religious thing for the most part, but it's also a side effect of the MeToo era, because I gotta admit, I am very cautious, as are many men right now, over, and it's a good thing too, hear me out. You've got, actually, hold on. Let's do this as an addendum to the video on my main channel and talk about how there's no truth here. What's the right thing to do for a man? Should he say, by all means, I will be alone with this woman? Or should he say, I won't be alone with this woman? Pick one. Because no matter what you do, it's going to be offensive somehow. What I was going to say is, men should leave the door of their offices open and not have private meetings with women because you don't know where the line for a woman is. Unfortunately, that's offensive. So what do? Invite women into your room and close the door? Oh, now you're making women uncomfortable. And if you don't know they're uncomfortable, it's your fault. So what do? Honestly, I have no idea. Let's start by reading the news. And the reason I want to talk about this is because CNN penned an op-ed, or one of their opinion writers did, and it's absurd. So first, the story from CNN's second Mississippi gubernatorial candidate. I read the title already. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address, but of course, just share this video on social media if you like it, because YouTube doesn't anymore. They deranked us, so I defer to y'all. Let's read the story. They say, so the opening paragraph basically talks about how State Representative Robert Foster made the same decision. This is now the second candidate. And we'll read. Bill Waller Jr., the former Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court, told Mississippi Today that he subscribes to what is known as the Billy Graham rule, named after the prominent evangelist, in which a man avoids being alone with women other than his wife. I just think it's common sense. I just think in this day and time that appearances are important, transparency is important, and I think that people need to have the comfort of what's going on in government between employees and people. And there's a lot of social issues out there about that, Waller told the news outlet on Monday. He said his goal is not to make it an issue so that everyone's comfortable with the surroundings and we can go about our business. And this is the point I was trying to make in the beginning. Sounds like he's doing the right thing via Me Too, right? You can look at what happened with James Damore. I think it's a fascinating story. James Damore worked for Google. He drafted a memo saying that men and women are different and the systems we have in business are designed around men. So maybe we should design systems around women. Quite honestly, a very feminist thing to claim. However, he was called a misogynist because there's no truth, only power. That's what these people believe. So even though he agreed with them that it was patriarchy at Google, he didn't say patriarchy. If he used the word patriarchy, they probably would have said, you're right. But he didn't. So they cast him out. He lost his job. Long story short. We now have an issue where this man is saying, everyone should be comfortable, right? Hey, I agree. A lot of these stories we hear in the Me Too era, like Aziz Ansari, for instance, he had no idea so if you're not familiar, he had a bad date. She then complained about it. Aziz he got canceled, sort of. He's back. It wasn't as bad as many other people, but he was dragged heavily on media, and many people on the left attacked him for it. He had no idea his date was uncomfortable. That is the important point here. If you are working with a woman and you say, come on in my office, close the door and lock it, maybe you don't got to lock it. I don't know. Maybe you want the door locked like many people do for privacy so no one can butt in on your meeting. Okay, hold. Don't lock the door, right? Maybe that's the appropriate thing to do. But now what if she's uncomfortable because the door is closed? Okay, leave the door open. What now? Now we can't have a private meeting because I'm a woman? And there it goes. There's literally no correct way to approach this. This guy seems to be doing everything right. He wants everyone to be comfortable, right? Nope, wrong. He gets attacked. Waller told Mississippi Today that in his 22 years serving on the state Supreme Court, he never found himself alone with a female colleague. He said, I tried to always have someone present, he told Mississippi Today, adding that he would not, however, demand that the woman provide the other male colleague. Last week, Foster declined Mississippi Today's request to send a reporter on the trail with him for the day because the reporter was female, unless she brought along a male colleague, saying he did so because he just wanted to keep things professional. Okay. You get the idea. We've talked about it. Let's jump over to CNN's, feministy, lefty critique. An open letter to officials who won't meet with a woman alone. Dear State, is from Jen Psaki. Dear State Representative Robert Foster and former Chief Justice Bill Waller Jr., At a time when young people in your state of Mississippi are dealing with the lowest earnings and the highest unemployment for their age group, with tens of thousands of people don't have health insurance in part because of the refusal of current leadership to expand Medicaid, you have made your way into the headlines by boldly pledging not to meet alone with a woman other than your wife. Congratulations to both of you for all of this national coverage, which they didn't ask for. Doesn't need to be news, and in my opinion, probably isn't. Except considering the greater cultural context, I can see why it is. But don't blame them. You're the one writing about it. Your constituents probably won't know anytime soon, if ever, whether this proclamation was inspired solely by the teachings of Billy Graham, by a fascination with the Victorian era, or doubts about your own self-control. Oh, I love it. Just whack these guys over the head, why don't you? That's a metaphor, by the way. Oh, I'm going to get banned now. But there are a few questions to consider to make sure you are achieving your stated goal of avoiding speculation resulting from the evils of the MeToo movement. Is having another man present really the answer? So I understand you think that having another man present will really help you control your unbridled masculine urges. I love how they do this. The problem isn't as this guy, look, this guy straight up said he wants everyone comfortable. It's not about his urges. It's about him not wanting to put a woman in an uncomfortable position. Rather a feminist approach, but of course it's offensive to someone. Let's read on. But doesn't having two men present with a woman make it even more questionable? No, it doesn't, because now there's a third party to support or deny certain claims. According to your way of thinking, I would feel a lot safer as a supporter of the MeToo movement if you had two women present instead. Sure, that's fine too, but you have to recognize this guy said he didn't want them to present a male colleague to be with them. You got to pay attention, lady. You're not even reading the news. It's outrage without understanding the context. Welcome to 2019. I'll say it a million times. This woman clearly didn't read what the guy had to say. She's just typing away at her faux outrage without having any idea of what's happening. And this is journalism today. Did she look at the source material? Obviously she didn't. Her outrage is fake. It's just generating clicks. Congratulations. Now here's the best part. Should you really be meeting alone with men either? It is very clear that you believe marriage is only between a man and a woman, despite the rulings of the Supreme Court. What? In this country, it's something like 95% of people who identify as straight, cis, whatever you want to call it. So no, quell your faux outrage. It's just, I'm so sick of the nonsense. And therefore, any relations are only between a man and a woman. No, just extremely likely to be. But wouldn't it help avoid any question that you were going outside of your marriage with a man if you always had a woman present as well? No, you're just taking them out of context for no reason so you can pretend to be mad about it. What kind of women should be present? Now that I think about it, it would really make sense for these women chaperones to be married and also mothers. I mean, who can even trust a married woman if she hasn't yet procreated? And see, now they're just going nuts. Now you've just lost the plot. Okay, there's a real argument to be made. I do not believe marriage is between a man and a woman. I believe you can love whoever you want, and I recognize, hey man, you do what you want to do in private. Like, I got no beef. And I don't mean private in like your own home hidden in the closet. I literally mean like if you want to walk down the street holding hands with someone, that's none of my business. That is your private action. I don't care if it happens in public. You want to make out with a dude or a lady? Hey man, do your thing. Although I think there might be some laws somewhere. I don't know. I think you should be able to do your thing, okay? Within reason, obviously. We have laws for a reason. I'm not a libertarian, but I am liberal. So herein lies I guess the assumption on this lady's part that anybody who's going to be critical of the MeToo era surely must be a Christian conservative. Oh, harumph, I say. Should you consider body cameras? And this is why we can't have nice things. There's a real argument that needs to be had about what's going on right now and what the appropriate thing to do is. Instead, we get snarky drivel like this. I think it's funny that they rag on YouTube anti-SJWs for making similar kinds of content when they do it on CNN. Who published this? Why would this get approved? I'm not even gonna read the other nonsense. Let's keep going. Don't touch anyone appropriately. This sounds pretty straight. Oh, okay. She says, I'm outlining an alternate approach. Don't touch anyone inappropriately. Define inappropriate. If I pat you on the back, is that inappropriate? To some it is, to some it isn't. If I close the door, is that okay? Don't make any remarks about a woman's figure, including her bust or backside. Okay, well, if I go to a guy and say, hey man, you've been hitting the gym? Totally acceptable. I go to a woman, ooh, you've been hitting the gym? Not acceptable? So you're saying men must be treated differently from women? I'll tell you this, you have no answers because there isn't one. Any sane person who tries to approach this problem from a solution-oriented position is going to find out there's literally nothing they can do. And that's the point I've made over and over again. I can walk up to a dude and be like, damn, brother, nice suit. Where'd you get it? Say the exact same thing to a woman. Ooh, damn, girl. Okay, get rid of the ooh. Damn, girl, nice. Or damn, sister, nice. I'm trying to make it perfect. Say, damn, brother, nice suit. Where'd you get that? Looking good. Oh yeah, I got it tailored. Damn, sister, nice suit. Nice dress. Where'd you get it? Looking good. How dare you? How dare you comment on my figure? Don't ask anyone, including women, for a sexual favor because of your place in power. I mean, sure, but that's a given, right? That's literally like sexual harassment laws exist. Well, it's civil, you know. Hire women to be on your senior team. What does this have to do with anything? So you know what? I get it. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse on this one. You get the point. Once again, we have another story, and CNN loves just putting out the hyperbolic trash. You know, look, I get it. Everybody does it. I got a couple more stories coming up for you in a few minutes, so stick around, and I will see you in the next segment.